Melody, as well as everybody else, all of our very faithful listeners to the Active Reload podcast. That's us. Active Reload, a video game podcast is the name, I guess. 36 is the episode we are on. We are 36 weeks old. 36 episodes / weeks old into this podcasting venture. Second episode on YouTube. Make sure you check out the YouTube, Active Reload, youtube.com/Active Reload.
_ARVGP.
_ARVGP. If you just go to youtube.com, type in the search bar, Active Reload, you'll probably see us. That's us. We're doing a video game podcast. You can find it on all the audio platforms as well as YouTube now, so check them out wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the whole deal. You've been to YouTube. This week,
Helldivers!
There's a big game. There's a big game going on. It's infecting a lot of Super Earth in general. We're going to talk a lot about it because we both played it.
Yeah, it's
Helldivers 2. Microsoft had a meeting / announcement. Felt like a meeting, a panic meeting kind of, because there were rumors flying. And they were like, we have to get out in front of this. That's kind of what it felt like. We're also going to talk about Sony president hirokitotoki. Talked a little bit about Bungie. And he had like a tough love.
Tough love.
Is what we'll call it for their old pal Bungie. So we're going to talk about all that, and then we'll talk about notable games releasing this week and what we're playing.
And Stacked February, leap year.
Stacked February.
So,
leap year, happy 8th birthday to everybody that was born in 1982. Leap year.
I
don't know if that's accurate or not. But
that's my brother. My brother turns 8 this year.
Does he? Was he actually born on a leap year?
No, he wasn't. I just made that up. He was born in 1982. I don't know why I mentioned it.
Yeah, great job. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. All right, let's start from the top. Sorry, I had to adjust my stopwatch there. Helldivers.
Yeah.
The biggest game on planet Earth.
Did you play that?
By far, the biggest game on planet Earth. And just like everybody else, I played it. I played, no pun intended, the hell out of it.
Yeah, it's good.
First off, let's just start here.
Start here, and like, where would you start off here?
I did not think that this game was going to be anything. When we saw the PlayStation Direct, what do they call? No, that's the Nintendo
State
one.
of Play.
State of Play from PlayStation. We reacted to that State of Play on PlayStation.
Yeah, we did.
And that first trailer came out. One of the first trailers was for Helldivers 2.
About
we
15.
both saw that, and I think we both had the same reaction. We were like, looks kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, it looks good. I knew it was going to be good because the first one was good, but the trailer was
it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah,
it didn't show as much, I think, as what it actually is capable of. And now I'm fully of the belief that from that State of Play, Helldivers 2 is probably going to be the biggest game from that State of Play. Because they didn't show Final Fantasy. They saved that for
the following week,
the next
or whatever.
week. They showed the Silent Hill 2 remaster and some other stuff, some other newer games that are coming out. The Ronin one that I can't think of the name of.
Yeah. Rise of the Ronin.
Rise of Ronin. But Helldivers 2.
Stellar Blade, yes.
But Helldivers 2 seemingly is going to be a name to get comfortable with.
It's going to put a dent in a lot of people's plans.
Yes. A lot of people that are coming out here in Stacked February, as you have called it, are probably a little upset that this game is getting as much pull as it is right now.
As a matter of fact, it's going to put a stint in the plans of Arrowhead, who made Helldivers 2, because there's so many people playing.
Right.
It's causing problems.
Yeah, they have server capacity issues, which
I don't like to talk about that as a negative. I wanted to talk about the worst things I think about this game first, because there was very little.
Right. It's a good game.
It's a very good game.
It's not just something that is popular or trending. It's popular and trending because it's also a very good game.
It's a very, very good game. It came out in February, which I have been saying all month is a perfect time to release an under-the-radar game. This is definitely an under-the-radar game, I guess.
I would call it that.
It's overachieving, maybe?
Yeah, certainly. Because we talked about, off-air, we talked about this. The first Helldivers game came out however long ago.
I don't know. It was on Vita.
It was.
So PS3, PS4, Vita.
A long time ago. And they peaked out at 10,000 concurrent players. And this week, since release week, they've had about 400,000, I think is what they peaked at. So pretty drastic difference in probably what they were expecting and where they're actually at, which is good because they seem like a very cool developer. I saw the CEO. He was on Twitter. He was talking to somebody. I think somebody Somebody tweeted out and said something.
Get back to work.
Well, it was something to the I'm paraphrasing. That's the long way of me saying I'm paraphrasing.
Really?
But this person tweeted. He said, "Stop talking about Helldivers. You all are making me want to play it." And then the CEO of Arrowhead subtweeted it and said, "Maybe don't buy it right now. I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy it right now because of the server capacity issues." And he doesn't want to disappoint people in spending $40 on a video game, having server capacity issues. So clearly, I don't want to put. I have trouble putting a lot of CEOs of these bigger game companies above a lot of, like their end goal is always going to be make money. But seemingly this guy, he does care about what he's putting out, and he wants it to be very good.
Remember, this is a second party game too, so it's not like a Sony exec telling them what to say and stuff like that. So I don't know. I like this game a lot, and the first thing I noticed was that he didn't feel athletic. The character you're playing. Returnal is a game I thought it would control like. Returnal is that Sony exclusive that came out with the launch of the PS5.
It was kind of a Souls-like, correct?
Souls-like, very difficult shooter. I thought that it would control like that, but it's not. It's a little more clunky, but it's still a lot of fun. And the server issues, I guess, are down.
Right. And I don't hold that against them. I don't really hold that against them, to be honest with you, because of the mass quantity of people that are playing this game.
The most impressive thing for me is that this is a lower budget game. I mean, I don't want to call it a low budget game, but it's not a AAA Final Fantasy 16 level.
Right. Compared
budget.
To like what it's releasing right next to Skull and Bones, which was called the quadruple A game. This is like half that.
And this is how you're going to win in this day and age in the video game world. You're going to not spend $5 billion on a game. You're going to have to spend something around this and make it really fun. You're going to have to make it work, though.
Right.
Because this game is so good, people are forgiving that the servers are not working.
Right. I think they just, like right before we went on air here, they just released their first patch.
Okay.
And I don't know if it fixes any of the server issues. I think it's setting the framework for fixing the server issues that they have. But there's other, hot fixes that are in there as well. So it's on the way.
Yeah.
The fix is on the way.
Good, because I want to play it tonight.
It's great. It's the thing that I love about Helldivers 2 a lot is that it has a very not well thought out, but a very well picked tone, and they stick with it.
Yeah.
And they're very tongue-in-cheek about everything that they're doing.
Big time.
And then they match that very well with gameplay that works to that style.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Starship Troopers, that's basically what this is. It is Starship Troopers, the video game, but not directly related to Starship Troopers.
Yeah, no.
It just feels that way. It's kind of a little cheesy in that way. It's very gung-ho in that way.
It's very bro. He's bringing the bro out of me for sure.
Yes.
And I like that.
It's great.
There's a lot of like one-to-one moments that are extremely unique. I mean, the very first game I launched into, I didn't know how to do a co-op or search for a co-op. I just hit play and maybe I hit square. And I think square searches for a quick match.
Yeah, you can do the quick play search.
So I jumped into this guy. He's level 18 and he was nuts.
Oh.
And he was like, "Hey man, just follow me." And we played an easy map.
Right.
And he was like, "Hey, you show me around." And it was an arachnid. What are they called? Those
Terminids.
bugs. A terminid.
The terminids.
It was a terminid map. And he's like, "Hey, check this out." And he threw a grenade. And the grenade, he was trying to lob the grenade over the back of this big guy because he's armored in the front and he's soft in the back. So he tried to throw a grenade over him and his tail kind of whipped it.
Right.
And it went right back to him and exploded him right in front of me and caused me to get damaged. And it was awesome. And he was like, "Oh, I've never seen that before. I've played this game for many hours."
Right. That was the first time that's happened to me.
And I kind of laughed and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
That's funny.
And frustrating at the same time. But then I've learned you got to learn to accept that you're going to get cheesed, I guess.
Right. You're going to get cheesed and you're going to die.
Definitely.
And it's okay in this game.
It's fun.
Because that's like in the tutorial level that they tell you, whoever the general or whatever tells you, he's like, you're going to die. It's okay. Call in reinforcements.
I like the tutorial where you have to get injured and there's like a pool of blood underneath you. I'm like, "Oh, this is going to kill me." And then it says,
hit the stim button.
It's gushing blood. It's funny.
This is
a good,
but that's part of
funny
the thing.
co-op
It's
game.
very tongue in cheek, and it has a tone that, it's maybe not passionate about is probably the wrong terminology, but it has a tone that it likes to follow. It doesn't really waver from that, and there's a lot of like they shot this really, really, really good intro once you're getting into the menu of the game. That is, it's basically a propaganda commercial, and it really works very, very well inside the universe of the game. And then when you're in your actual ship, because this is a live service game, you have your home base, which is technically your ship, and in your ship you have a big TV monitor that's like overhead of your computers, and that TV monitor will throw up basically like short tutorial clips / commercials / news breaks that are kind of in the same vein of like GTA 5's like news breaks that you'll see when you're sitting in your apartment or whatever, but it's all just like propaganda filled, and it works so well in the universe, and it makes me want to fight the Terminids or the automatons, which are the robots, even more, because I'm like, these guys are attacking Super Earth in our colonies. I'm gonna go down and get them.
That's another thing we could talk about, the enemy variety. So far, I don't know. It's just the Terminator people and the
automatons and the Terminids are the only two races that fight.
I mentioned to you earlier that this game is a low-key stealth game, or a fun stealth game, I should say. It's not a stealth game, but it's a lot of fun sneaking around. The Terminids, when they notice you, all of them notice you, so they come at you as a big swarm. Yeah. It's like a hive mind. When the Terminator guys see you, they shoot a flare in the air.
Right, and they call in a bot, a bot drop or whatever.
Yeah, and that the big thick guy, pain in the butt.
The automatons are no joke. I actually saw in the patch notes that they had for the ones that they just came out with, they actually fixed the difficulty on one of the missions, which was a escort mission that you can do for the automatons, and I've done it twice, and it is. Before this patch, it was and we were playing on medium, and it was unbelievably hard. Like you were just basically running around over and over, not even doing the objective, just trying to survive. So they're adjusting the difficulty on that one.
What was the hardest difficulty you tried?
We did a Terminid planet on challenging, and it was still
it goes like
hard.
1 through 8, I think. Yeah, 8 being hell diving.
Yeah,
or Helldiver.
Yeah, it builds up all the way to 8, which I'm very interested in seeing what 8 is, because even like. The difference between medium and challenging, it's not just that the enemies get more in numbers and more difficult to kill. There's also a different variety of enemies that show up. So there's like different types of enemies that you'll actually have to fight, and then the outposts, quote unquote, or the Terminid holes or whatever they have to blow up. They get bigger, which actually incentivizes you to use your stratagems, which is also another part of the game that I actually like a lot.
Yeah, using the D-pad to put in like button combinations, really cool, clever. That was in the first one too, but it was also really clever then.
Yeah, and it's smart because the D-pad, for the most part, is always, especially in the newer generation of consoles, has kind of just been thought of this thing to navigate menus more than anything. And now, with what Helldivers is doing, you're basically typing in a code into your wrist pad. Your wrist pad to call in, supply grouping or, an airstrike or something like that. And it's a very smart way to use the D-pad actually in game.
You know what's really fun about this game is getting to the front of the ship and having someone go into a different part of the planet.
Oh man!
And then it just zooms really fast over the planet.
That makes me sick. It gives me vertigo because I feel like I'm going to throw up.
When I first saw that, I was like, "Whoa!" Then I moved to the front, and I was like, "Ooh, this is rendered really nice."
If you're standing like in the center and you're just looking out the window, you're not right next to the window, so you can see it all. Yeah, that makes me sick because
it goes
you don't
real
feel
fast.
It. Yeah, you just twist all the way around, and I'm like.
Well, that leads into the potential of this game. Now, the potential of this game is gigantic.
Yeah. They're going to have way more money than they probably ever expected from this game.
I hope that Sony sees something in this game because I don't think they saw what they had before they released this game.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I don't think they would have had it on that state of play and then basically releasing 2 weeks after that, hush, right next to
Foam Stars, which was 2 days before this game came out, their first party game.
Right. And Foam Stars, feel bad for you. That's tough.
Yeah, good. Sorry,
it's the name of the game, man. No pun intended, but that's the name of the game.
Sony seems to fumble a lot when they have something or when they could have something.
Yeah, I think they have a tough time writing out the, I guess, the trend. Yeah. If that makes sense. Or they'll write it out into, and then they'll write it into burial, where they'll write it for too long and then it's just dead and buried and nobody wants to play with it anymore.
Well, we mentioned earlier, or we talked earlier, and I said Sony has a real good eye with talent. They can get a group of people to make a great game. Now, when it comes to like promoting their game or doing something with their game,
Right.
they seem to fumble a lot. They fumbled with Bungie, which we'll talk about later. I think they fumbled with Bungie big time. And
Yeah.
I really hope they see like Fortnite style money.
I mean,
I don't know if that'll happen, but
Right.
the potential's there.
I don't think they'll get that big.
No.
Because, I mean, Fortnite's in a whole
I hope
other
they're looking
universe.
towards that.
Right. With it being live service, they do have the possibility of this game going as long as they want it to be.
Yeah.
Essentially, just keep adding it until it's buried into the ground. And there's so much, like we talked about this earlier as well. How much potential they have in increasing the different types of fights you get into in terms of races, different defense opportunities or whatever. The other thing too that I love about this game a lot,
you can even make an extraction shoot out of this.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can have a
It
hardcore mode, like an extraction
Right.
shooter out of this.
It basically is. There are some times where there are some mission varieties that you'll get that are essentially extraction shooters.
Yeah,
Or
I
extraction
noticed that.
missions,
I didn't play that much of it. I've only played about 4 hours.
There's some really... That's the other thing. There's two things I want to touch on really quick
Go
that
ahead,
I really like.
James.
The mission variety that you get from each landing, there's probably like they could have easily just phoned it in where you do 3 different missions no matter what planet you're going to. But there's like a variety in what you're doing for each planet, essentially, and each force that you're actually fighting, which I think is very admirable and kind of cool and make it unique every time you're landing. And the second thing is the sense of community you get out of this game without even meeting anybody. Because every time you hover over a planet, if you're on your galaxy map on your ship, every time you're over your planet,
Yeah, I guess. I know
you get an idea of how much of that planet is liberated.
Yeah.
And that is basically the concurrence of how many players are both playing on that map as well as completing missions on that map. And it all adds up. And once you get to 100%, I don't know if you get anything for liberating.
No idea.
I have no idea either.
You can't go back to those planets, though.
You can't go back to the planets, which is something that you pointed out as kind of a negative. But
But there's so many of them, I don't...
right, exactly. And they're all kind of framed in the same sense.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the environment that's changing more than anything.
Really good lighting effects, by the way, and smoke effects.
Yeah.
Really good.
Oh, the smoke effects are so good.
The texture work, I mean, it's not a super high-res textures going on. I can't tell if I was playing in 1080p or
Right.
not. I know there was a performance mode and a quality mode. And
You're playing performance, right?
Definitely.
Okay, good. That's the right answer.
I mean, I wouldn't...
Can you imagine? I mean, even I'm somebody that 30 frames, 60 frames, it's not that big of a deal. But this game in 30 frames, no shot.
No way. I mean,
Absolutely
any
no
console
shot.
game in 30 frames that isn't on the 360 or PS3, I'm not playing. I can't do that. I'm over 30 frames.
We know.
Starfield?
We know.
Never.
Stop it.
Should never come play that game.
But yeah, this game, it has taken the world by storm.
It's awesome.
They've also leaned. It's also been very good, very smartly marketed as well. I think because they've also in their marketing, they've also leaned into the tone of the actual video game itself. So you're there's not a huge juxtaposition from the feeling of the marketing to getting into the actual game.
You also have to talk about the reviews. Now, I didn't know where you saw this.
I love this.
Where did you see this
So
at?
if you go back to your ship and you hit square, it's your acquisitions, I think is what it's called. If you hit square, they have battle passes, which it's a live service game. But one thing I actually do think is underappreciated about this game is the battle pass. There's a free version of the battle pass that actually gives you more than the paid one.
Okay.
Gives you more stuff to unlock than the paid one. Like the free one, it's like 8 pages long, and the paid one is like 3 pages long.
I didn't go into this at all. I just wanted to jump in.
Fair. But if you go to the
Dive
store,
in.
so you press square, go to your acquisitions, you can, I think, R1 over to in-game store or whatever it's called. And there's different armor stuff you can get. I think it's only like 4 pieces or 4 sets that you can actually get right now. But if you look underneath all of these armor sets, there are reviews that they have, and they're not real reviews. They're fake reviews written by people of Super Earth seemingly buying this armor, and the reviews are all like 5-star, and the 5-star say something like, I feel like a Helldiver myself when I put this suit on, or something ridiculous like that, or I can smell the hero from this one still, even when I took it out of the packaging. And they're all like fake, made-up reviews.
What about
not
the
written by
1-star?
anybody.
You said something.
Yes, and then there's a 1-star review that you'll see in there sometimes if you're scrolling through them, because some of them are repeats and whatnot. And then you'll see a 1-star review pop up, and the 1-star review says, redacted due to possible treason.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then that's it. It's awesome. It's really funny that they've created this in-game store as well as a battle pass that is integrated into the rest of the world as well.
That's cool. They should keep up with
into
that.
it, and I love it.
I hope they don't, go away from that.
No, I agree. I hope they don't. The thing is, the more money and more people that play this game, obviously there's going to be more eyes on the actual game, and I don't want that to dissuade their tone in the actual universe.
Yeah,
because
me
that's
too.
to me that's a huge selling point.
I don't want to see. No offense to Fortnite, because I think Fortnite does a really good job with their stuff that you can buy.
Right.
But I don't want to see anime characters in this.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I don't think they need it either. Like, I think you could do, in this game, I think you could get away with smaller, like similar to what Infinite was doing at the beginning, like just colored armored sets essentially, and different pieces of armor.
You can have Sony products in there. Like, I wouldn't mind, like maybe not Nathan Drake, but like Hellgas or stuff.
Right, something
like
that would make sense in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, Helldivers 2. If you haven't played it, go play it. You're missing out.
Amazing.
It's an amazing, amazing game. It's $40 too.
Yeah,
which
that's
is the
another
other
thing. $40 at $40.
Yeah, you're getting a lot out of this game at $40.
Reminds me of the time when NFL 2K5.
That's right. Yeah,
released their game at $20 to undercut Madden.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
And Madden freaked out, and they were like, "We need to buy this license."
Yeah. That was a huge deal when that happened. And 2K5 was a better game than what Madden had put out, too.
And everybody had that because it was cheaper.
So, Helldivers 2, $40.
Get it, man. It's
Great
awesome.
game. $30 less than most AAA games are releasing now these days.
Foam Stars, is that free to play? I believe that might be free to play.
I have no idea. Foam Stars?
No idea.
I'm sorry. Foam Stars. You had a good run, though.
I've always wanted to play
That's unfortunate.
Splatoon. I don't have a Switch, but I always thought Splatoon looked pretty good.
Yeah. So those games
But I was like, hey,
cool.
I got Foam Stars now. Let's try that out. I ain't going to do it. Sorry.
Yeah, now you're into Helldivers.
Yep, I'm diving.
That's the other thing, too. You didn't even play with anybody last. You played with a random.
Yeah, I played with randoms and then mostly myself. And it is hard on easy. And the other mode, which is trivial, which is under easy.
That's like tutorial stuff.
It's extremely trivial.
Yeah, nice. Good one. True. He's right.
It's not worth it, actually.
It's incredible that once you start getting, when you play with somebody, like the moments you'll get out of, throwing your 150 millimeter barrage or whatever it is, watching it blow up as your friend runs away and like screaming is just memories that you'll have ingrained in your head.
It's very cinematic too, by the way.
It is. It's incredibly cinematic.
Everything is designed to look like a film, really. Especially when you're running away, if you're running to extraction and you have enemies behind you and you look back and they're coming down a hill, it looks really, really cool.
It's honestly impressive how well the game runs with how much they have in terms of like the bugs and the automatons. They all have like moving parts on them, and there's tons of them coming after you. And the fact that you can just blow them up and it doesn't really create too much of a performance issue is actually pretty impressive. Yeah. So... And the music, the music's great. I love the music.
I was a little. You told me the music was great, and
and you were like, it is. Wow. Thanks, James, for pointing that out.
Right? I was a little underwhelmed with the music. I think it's good. I think it fits the narrative.
They start hitting the snare drum once you call in the extraction. I'm like,
that's cool.
Dude, let's kill. It's awesome. Good voice acting too. Yeah, it's just great. It's great. All right, Helldivers 2. I'm sorry, we talked about that for a long time.
Yeah, it's good. No, I mean it deserves
fantastic
to be talked about.
Video game. So yeah, go buy it. It's great. Let's talk second item on the old agenda, if you will.
Yeah, we're gonna skim over these pretty quickly, but because I want to talk about the notable games releasing this week, is stacked.
We'll see.
Strange Microsoft meeting announcement. Remember we talked last week and we made predictions?
Yeah.
My prediction was wrong. I said it was a out there prediction. We shook on it, by the way. We bet lunch. Do you remember that?
Did
I
we?
hope you don't.
Wait, did I lose though?
No, you didn't.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So my bet. Let me tell you what my bet was. My bet. It wasn't. My bet was eventual like thing that was going to happen, and that was they wanted Game Pass. Microsoft wanted Game Pass on other systems. They confirmed that Game Pass is going to be sticking to Xbox systems.
So they do care about their console, their grant.
So I was thinking they don't care about the. I mean, I was right and wrong, but I figured that they would keep. They want Game Pass on other systems, and they want their games. Some games to be on Xbox to lure, I guess, people to buy Xboxes, I guess. And I was wrong. They actually want to incentivize Game Pass on consoles.
Yeah.
They want you to buy an Xbox so you can play Game Pass.
Right.
And I was wrong. I mean, I really hope they wanted to bring Game Pass everywhere.
That's interesting because when you look at it in the reverse of what you were thinking, it makes a lot of sense because they're like, hey, we have the. I mean, they bought up all these studios. We have this exclusive Elder Scrolls 6. You can play it for free if you purchase an Xbox on Game Pass for free. "Quote unquote," because it's a subscription. That's the great fooling, by the way.
I know it's
free.
fooling a lot of people. This era
me too. I mean, I do that.
Life.
I do that all the time. I'm like, I get to watch Oppenheimer for free on Peacock, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, I have to pay $7,000 in taxes this year.
It's more than cable at this point.
And
but,
so I'm looking to cancel a lot of subscriptions. Not Xbox though. I mean that Game Pass is a great. It's a great subscription. It might be destroying the industry. But
didn't you? I thought the bet was made.
Yeah, and also, by the way, that was part of the bet.
Okay.
The full bet was Master Chief Collection.
That's what
coming to Sony.
And then Xbox heard your question and they're like, absolutely not.
And
are you insane?
They all but verified these 4 games, and the 4 games that are coming to other consoles. Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Sea of Thieves.
Were all of these games in game preview? Sea of Thieves was not.
Not Hi-Fi Rush, maybe not Pentiment, but
Grounded
Sea of Thieves was. Grounded was.
Okay, so interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, Grounded is a live service game too, isn't it?
Also, like, Grounded is a
game. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
No.
Oh,
the developer, Obsidian. And so is Pentiment.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Obsidian made Grounded?
Yeah.
Dude,
they're one of the most versatile developers out there.
Obsidian loves Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah. Probably Xbox's best acquisition.
Obsidian?
Out of all those developers?
I don't know about all that.
I would say.
Really? Out of everybody?
Yeah, because who is the team that makes Spider-Man? Forgot that. Insomniac?
Insomniac, yeah.
Insomniac produces games on a regular basis for Sony. Xbox has Obsidian as their Insomniac. Insomniac, they released Pentiment, Grounded, The World, whatever.
Right. The World, whatever. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
The World, whatever.
The World, whatever. It's a great game.
I just think they're really good. And then they're coming out with their new game, which is Avowed.
Oh, yeah. So that's a big one. Dude, we're having
it seems like every other year, they were coming out with a pretty good game.
Fantasy games are having like a weird...
They're never going anywhere.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know why they have such a... No offense to the fantasy fans out there.
You like me? We're going to be talking about Final
Fantasy might be the last...
Remake Part 2.
Final Fantasy might be the final fantasy game that we see that succeeds. Here's the thing. I don't know, because think of the ones that came out just this past year that were not Forspoken. That game vanished off of the face of the earth.
Yeah.
The one that came out that has bad name that I can never remember the name of.
Birds of Paradise?
No.
That was also not great.
It was an EA game, I thought, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. The Immortals of Avium.
Yeah, just died on the vine. Nobody talks about that game or plays it.
That's a finger magic doom.
Finger magic shooter
There's also
game.
reloading in that game. Did you know that?
What, like this?
Yeah, there's like a reloading. It's like dirt, dirt.
Well, it's like the scene. Did you ever play Tales from the Borderlands?
Yeah. Oh no.
It's not like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh wait, you didn't tell. Okay, I thought
you asked me if I played Tales from the Borderlands. I said
there's
no.
a really good scene. I think it's episode 4, episode 5, or whatever, where there's a gigantic shootout, but it's all finger guns.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're shooting like this, like a bazooka, and he's like, and he's like making the sound effects and everything. It's great.
I like your sound effects.
Really good.
What'd you say was really good?
Tales of the Borderlands.
Oh,
great.
Yeah.
Arguably
their best. That's what I hear. No, it's not their best.
No. Walking Dead is probably the best. Wolf Among Us is my favorite.
Yeah.
Walking Dead's probably their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. But Tales of the Borderlands, very underrated too. Better than Borderlands 3.
What about the Batman Telltale series?
Haven't heard great things about that one.
Okay.
Never played it though.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, I hope Microsoft gets their stuff together.
I think here's the thing. I think these are good games to add to other. These make a lot of sense. Like Hi-Fi Rush is a very well-received game.
That's an awesome game.
It's a smaller game though too in terms of studio, so it makes sense to get them out there. Sea of Thieves, opposite end, massive game, but live service.
Tango
the best pirate game on the market.
Tango Gameworks made Hi-Fi Rush, and they make The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead? Not The Evil Dead. The Evil Within.
I was like, what's Tucker doing here?
Shinji Mikami's studio.
Oh, The Evil Within, is that what you said? Right?
Yeah. Is that what I said?
Wow, they made Hi-Fi Rush. That's a vast...
I know.
pendulum
I'm
swing.
telling you, I think Xbox has a crew of underrated developers.
Yeah.
Then you have
Are they going to make a
big
new,
dogs like Bethesda Bethesda GameWorks is what they're called, making Starfield.
right? And then
At
then,
30 frames.
And then they have Machine Games doing Indiana Jones, which
Yeah,
could be good.
that's a big
Could be
one
good.
too.
I love Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
3,
they also
but-
during this meeting, they were asked, "Are any other games coming to Sony?" And of course, Phil Spencer talks in circles. And
he's
like,
corporate speak.
He's like, "No, Wolfenstein's going to stay on Xbox of today."
Wasn't it?
Because as of today it is, but as of tomorrow, who knows? So, what was the point of your meeting?
Wasn't it the Xbox podcast that was doing this interview, or the Xbox show? So of course,
I don't know.
mean,
Yeah, it
they're
was.
gonna. Hey, here's this 15-mile-an-hour softball.
Yeah,
for
that's
ya.
true.
Duh.
If I was a corpo,
Why do you
and I
say
had
it like
I
that? Just
don't
call
know.
him a corporate.
Whatever. If I was Phil Spencer, I wouldn't be able to say anything.
I was going to say, if you were Phil Spencer, you would do exactly what the shareholders in the board meeting would tell you to do.
I know, I get that. It's just they're in a weird position right now, and people want to know some answers. Just have someone other than Xbox ask you questions.
Yeah, but then you're not going to get your softballs, which is all they want. Because
then why do they have
it's going
a meeting?
to affect the share price, because they want to shore up on rumors, because rumors are going to harm the possibility of the share price.
What do you
of the
mean?
company.
Are you telling me that if a CEO says something about their company,
right,
their share goes down or their stock goes down, kind of like what happened to Sony?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's right. So of course, Phil Spencer's just going to go up on the in-house produced podcast and be like, "Hey, ask me whatever you want. We're no hardballs, but of course, bring your hardballs. I'm not scared of them, but of course, they're just going to lob them up there.
Yeah, Sony.
Hey, slam this down, Phil.
Sony said that they might have peaked this quarter.
Yeah.
With selling their systems, and their stock went down like 8 points.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Just go to the conference calls and you'll be doing good.
Yeah, just get softballs, I guess, and just disappoint everybody.
By the way, Insomniac, the Xbox version for me is Machine Games.
No, you're wrong, James. Because Machine Games took 8 years to come out with their last game.
Right.
What I meant was Insomniac, not just quality games. I mean, like quality in a consistent manner.
Okay.
Like Insomniac releases a game every couple years.
Right.
And they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
From Ratchet and Clank to Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and all these secondary kind of DLC standalone games that are really good.
Yeah, that's fair. Touche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
Machine Games
Xbox
is
has
really good. It's just they take their time.
Right.
They're like,
which I'm okay with. I mean, look, but I mean, if they leave Wolfenstein off on a live service Youngblood game, I'll hate him forever. And then if Indiana Jones isn't good, I'll hate him even more forever. We'll see though. That's a conversation for another day.
Anyways, enough this corpo rat talk.
Well, yeah, right. We got the next one.
hirokitotoki. Nah, we can skip
Sony.
this.
Well, you wanted to talk about it.
I know, yeah, but okay.
Just briefly.
Go for it.
Briefly.
Go, James.
He gave a brief.
So who?
Hirokitotoki. He is the chairman of PlayStation.
Yeah.
The chairman of PlayStation.
He's the president.
He says Bungie could be better at assuming responsibility for its development timeliness. He basically went into the press, said, hey, I'm going to call you guys out. Let's go one-on-one. And there's going to be a boxing fight July 13th. CEO of Bungie, CEO hirokitotoki.
Yeah.
Place your bets. I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you,
really
it's going. I think that Sony bought Bungie thinking they were going to get something out of it. And what they got out of it is a big old goose egg.
Yeah.
I do not. So, did you quote him? You know what he said?
No, I didn't read it yet. Can I read it?
I'll read it. Please.
I also felt that there was room. This is Totoki talking about
he
Bungie.
gave them, first of all, he was giving them compliments about how creative they are, and then said this.
I also felt that there was room for improvement from a business perspective with regard to areas such as the use of business expenses and assuming accountability for development timelines. I hope to continue the dialogue and come up with some good solutions.
So the use of business expenses and assuming accountability for development timelines. So Bungie has delayed their latest Destiny expansion a lot.
They call that passive aggressive.
It was supposed to be in November. Then it was supposed to be this month in February. Now it's in June. And I guess what? I don't think anybody's going to play it.
Dude, you know what's going to happen?
And I think that they're going to fire even more people.
The last one apparently was not very good at all. From what I understand.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The most recent expansion from Destiny 2. Yeah, the Last Light, I think, or something like that. What if this is just a long game?
Yeah, maybe.
That Bungie is playing, and Bungie's like, actually, we're leaving PlayStation. We're going back to Xbox. We're going to make Halo. Again. Halo 6 is a Bungie product.
You'll be right. I'll open arms.
Welcome you in with open arms. Same.
Just get Marty McDonald back.
Yeah. Oh, dude. If they don't get Marty McDonald back, here's the other. I mean, Bethesda already lost.
He's the composer.
Bethesda lost Mick Gordon.
Yeah.
That makes me sad. And if we lose Halo without Marty McDonald and a Bungie game, I'm gonna throw up all over myself.
Yeah.
My childhood will truly be ruined.
Yeah.
But no, Bungie. What are they doing? Let me ask you this.
You know, I tell you what they're doing. They're fumbling the ball big time. I don't think that there's a long game. Maybe I think if they were independent, they would be. Here's the thing: they were independent, right? And they were, they put themselves on the market, and then Sony paid way too much for them. Yeah. And they wanted their expertise in the live service game realm, and their expertise has backfired. It's gotten their best developer, who I think is Naughty Dog, it's got them to cancel their game. And we get 500 remakes and remasters from Naughty Dog now.
That's depressing.
So, yeah, it is depressing. And I hope they don't fire another 10% because Bungie's been firing a lot of people. So
I also see something you added here. It says an IGN report stated that the company's board structure is contingent on Bungie hitting certain financial goals. That makes sense. And if it fails to do so, Sony can reportedly choose to dissolve the existing board and assume full control of the company.
And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Sony's going to take full control of Bungie, which is going to go against their agreement, which was to remain, independent and release games on multiple consoles.
That's going to make me real sad. Bungie
I need to adjust this.
Brought inherited by Sony. That would make me really upset. Here's the thing too.
Yeah.
I just don't know what Bungie's like after this like you said, they delayed this final expansion for Destiny 2 into Oblivion. Yeah. But when it finally comes out, what are they going to do after this? Are they done doing Destiny 2 stuff?
No, they're going to they have that game, that extraction shooter, Marathon, which is going back to their old property.
I forgot about that. That had a trailer and everything.
I think they need to hurry up and get on that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
Destiny 2 is not great either, though.
Hey, Sony, take your losses and just cancel this Destiny project here.
Why, you think...
No one's going to buy it. No one's going to play it.
Yeah, especially after how bad... I don't know how good Destiny does right now anyways.
It's not doing great right now.
That's the thing, is I don't know how many people are still actually playing Destiny.
It was going up and down with each DLC that they would release, but their last one didn't. It was undersold big time. Yeah, I mean, they fired a lot of people because of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
Bungie, man. Bungie.
I don't... good luck.
Bungie, we love you.
I do. I love Bungie.
Hey, here's the thing.
I hope...
I'll forever be in Bungie's debt. Yeah. They shaped my childhood with their games.
Yeah, he's got a tattoo on
I got a Halo tattoo.
You got a dorky Halo tattoo.
I got a Halo tattoo.
It's not dorky.
Look at me. I'm Halo. I'm Halo now.
I don't have any tattoos. I am a pure guy.
Take your shirt off. Let's see. That was a joke. He doesn't have any tattoos. I'm not sure, though. I don't know him like that. Here's what I'll say, though. Bungie, I hope whatever they do with Sony, they're going to get brought in by Sony, purchased up, sucked in, as you will, if you will, and then they're just going to not do anything. I don't know what they're going to do with Bungie after Sony brings them in. Are they going to continue to make Marathon? Are they going to say, hey, continue to make Marathon, we'll just release it on PlayStation 5 exclusive? Yeah. I don't know.
And before we go on to the notable games this week, I wanted to mention something about Helldivers and Sony specifically. It feels really good to play an online game on PlayStation. When's the last time you played an online cooperative or competitive game on PlayStation?
Right.
It's been since Killzone 2 or...
I would say Fall Guys.
Fall Guys?
That was when it first came out? It wasn't cooperative, but it was a BR,
it wasn't running on Sony servers, maybe it was?
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It just feels like this is a Sony game. Helldivers feels like a Sony game, and it's fun to play something other than a single-player, third-person, over-the-shoulder narrative.
I will say, the more I get my hands on Sony's the PS5 in general, and using it more for cooperative play, like party play and whatnot, and inviting people to games and whatnot, the more I really, really love Xbox's UI, because PlayStation's UI is so bad.
You mean
it is so bad.
Their menu?
Their party creation buttons. Oh, yeah. It's just so much more complicated than
Xbox's. You know what I really hate? Let's talk about things we really hate. We've been way too positive.
It's hate time.
I hate that stupid mic button on my PlayStation 5 controller.
Yeah, that's fair.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, I don't know why that's there.
I mean, I'm playing Helldivers, and
you can hear the TV in the background.
Hear everybody's TV. because no one knows to turn that off. Because first of all, it's on by default.
Yeah.
And second of all, when you turn it off, a light comes on, right? Or light. Yeah, the light comes on when the mic is off.
Because it's red. It'll be like red for muted.
It's so confusing. I get rid of that button.
Yeah,
please.
I don't understand why that exists. My brother and I were playing Helldivers 2 last night, and it defaulted because he has a regular mic for his PlayStation, but it defaulted to the controller, and it was peaking my headphones whenever he would talk into it.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna lose my hearing.
You can hear people clacking.
Yeah,
click,
it was
clack,
awful.
clack, 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 clack.
God, it's awful. Yeah, I don't understand why that exists.
I'm just not going to mention it on YouTube.
All right,
I'm just joking.
that's all right. Okay, all right. Well, we'll mention it on YouTube. So let's talk. That's the
notable games releasing this week.
That's the news. Now let's talk about. Now I'm teeing it up for you. Do it again.
Notable games of the week.
So these
Stack
games.
February. This is the end of Stack February. Sorry, James.
Let me preface this by saying these are all doomed to fail at this point. Everybody spent their $40 on Helldivers, and they're probably spending more money on Helldivers. Things to purchase, battle passes to purchase.
Well,
but we'll see.
There's a few of them on here that have a chance.
Oh, you know what? Like Geometry Survivor? You think that's
so
gonna,
number
that's
one,
gonna work?
hey, James, have you ever played Geometry Wars?
I have actually. Yes.
It was Bizarre Creations.
Yeah, it was.
They used to make Project Gotham Racing.
Yeah.
And then they released on Xbox Live Arcade.
I was gonna say that's the prime of Xbox Live Arcade right there.
I love Geometry Wars. One of my all-time favorite games. This is a new one, Geometry Survivor.
Okay. This sounds like
it's a lot more roguelike.
This looks like a Geometry. The way it's titled, it reminds me of this is a Geometry BR.
No, it's more like a roguelike. It's more like Geometry. I don't know.
Is there anything that's Geometry? Anything other than Geometry Wars?
No.
What is this?
They also got rid of
this?
the wars, so it's not G-Wars anymore. So
that's the thing. Is I don't even realize it's related to Geometry
other
Wars.
than I wouldn't have known unless I saw the cover. Like if I didn't see the cover, I was like, oh, that's Geometry Wars.
Geometry Survivor is actually a game where it's you versus 100 other people, and it's a BR, but it's you trying to solve geometry problems. Okay. And the last one is the Geometry Survivor.
You know, somebody might like that.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pythagoras.
Thank you.
I win.
That comes out today, by the way.
Oh, that's out today?
Yeah.
Well, tell us how Geometry Survivor is, everybody.
Oh,
We
yeah.
greatly appreciate it.
Well said.
If you're the survivor of the Geometry Wars, oh my God, it's a post-apocalyptic after the Geometry Wars, and it's like Metro Last Light, but you're a triangle, and it's a roguelike.
Can I move on?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. I just think it's funny that this is a game that exists.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love Geometry Wars.
I get it.
I'm going to say it 500 times.
It's just too serious of a title.
Another one, King Arthur, Knight's Tale.
Okay, sure.
Guess what kind of game this is.
Is this a sword game?
No, this is a top-down isometric RPG, kind of like Diablo, but it's turn-based.
Oh my God.
It looks fantastic.
You just ruined
I'm definitely going to get
weekend.
this game. Maybe I'm not going to get it today or tomorrow, but because I think it's out now. I'm definitely going to play this game. It looks like a Grant game for sure.
Nothing screams top down or Knights of the Round Table like looking at it and it's a circle.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called King Arthur Knight's Tale. That might be a bad name. Did we ring
bad
the
name
bell?
alert?
Are we going to ring the? I'm going to ring the bell.
Well, hold on, wait. Let's give it a second. Let's you play it and tell us if it's actually a Knight's Tale from a Knight of the Round Table with King Arthur.
Maybe.
And if it's not, then we'll ring the bell.
Okay, whatever. A great title coming up here.
Yeah.
Pacific Drive.
This is a good name.
Have you seen this?
I saw a little bit of this.
It's a horror game, sort of survival game.
Yeah.
But it's all takes place in a station wagon.
Okay.
And you mod your station wagon, you go out into the world, and then you get out of this portal, out of danger, and then you have to repair and upgrade your car.
That's cool.
It all takes place in your car.
It's Mad Max.
It looks really cool and it's very creative.
Yeah.
I feel bad for this game because this is
dead.
a PC players would love this game, but they're busy right now.
They're diving into hell.
So Pacific Drive's the developers for Pacific Drive are probably really hoping that these servers don't
keep working until
get better.
Yeah, they don't get fixed until next weekend or something.
Yeah, and then the next game, Brothers. Okay. When I say stacked February, this is a stacked February. These games are all really good, and this is the end. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, the remake. Have you ever played Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons?
No, I never did play this, actually.
It's very, very good. There's something really unique about this game. I'm going to use my phone for an example. You have one player hold the controller like this, and the second player hold the other joystick. So you use your joystick and your shoulder buttons like that.
Oh, it's like
and it's like holding hands. It's an awesome game to play with your kids.
It's like a Switch game, but they don't the controllers don't disconnect.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And now I don't know if they're going to continue with that.
That's
control scheme. It was really hard to play by yourself because you're controlling
you're controlling two people
with two different hands. But it's a really fun co-op game, and I think it's really good. It's a really good game, and it deserves a remake because it was an extreme low budget. I think it was Starbreeze Studios' first game when they split with half of them went to Machine Games, the other half stayed with Starbreeze, and this was their first game.
What else did they make? Starbreeze? I recognize them.
A lot of games they made. Chronicles of Riddick, I always bring up.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one you always bring up. Yeah.
I really like this. Their first, The Darkness.
Oh, The Darkness. Yeah. The Darkness.
So, what's wrong? The Darkness, Jack.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with The Darkness. Stupid.
Sorry if I piqued your ears.
Oh, The Darkness.
Next one is my boys, my
homies.
guys,
your friends,
my boys.
That's your dudes
at Night Dive Studios, remaking another classic first-person shooter in Star Wars Dark Forces. My favorite Star Wars news I've heard all year, and probably all decade. I love this game so much. This game was way ahead of it. Well, it's not ahead of its time. It was kind of a Doom clone, but it changed first-person shooters in a very minute way, but forever. And it's awesome. I love this game. It's
is this PC only,
game.
or is it coming out on consoles?
It's coming out on consoles and PC.
Okay.
Night Dive, they do great stuff. They really do a good job at preserving the original title while making it playable today.
Okay.
Within 4K,
you've piqued
120 frames.
You've piqued my interest here.
I love this game.
First-person shooter?
Yeah, it's like Doom. Like the original Doom. So a step above, probably.
Okay.
A little step above.
A little step above.
I love it. I'm going to be playing this a lot. I'll buy 5 copies.
Except, you are until the next game comes out.
Yeah, and then the big boy of one of the biggest games of the year is releasing it on February 29th.
If not the biggest game of the year.
Probably the biggest game. Definitely Sony's biggest game because it's a Sony exclusive.
Which is crazy.
And that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2.
Bad name alert.
I hope you ring the bell for that.
Ding, 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 ding.
James hates Final Fantasy.
I don't hate it, okay? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's not my style, It's just not my type of game.
This game looks amazing.
And then the titles,
I really did like Final Fantasy VII Remake. And
were you upset when they decided to make it into 2 parts or not?
No, it's in 3 parts.
This isn't even the last one?
No, this is right in the middle.
I thought this was the last one that they were releasing of this remake.
No.
Oh my God. What are they doing in the third? What's the third? Do we even know what the third one's called?
I can tell you exactly what happens in the third one.
No, what's it called? I want to know what do you think
I don't know what it's going to be called.
It all starts with remake, rebirth, resurgence, reconstruction, I don't know.
I don't know, but it's going to be good. This one looks like they're throwing the kitchen sink at this game, by the way.
So wait, we're not even going to get to see the famous scene at the very end of this game that everybody knows about?
No, you will.
Oh.
You will see that famous
I thought
scene.
that was the ending.
No, it's not the ending.
Oh. Okay, I've been bamboozled. I thought that was the very ending of the game.
No, it's not the very end. It's near the end.
Okay.
But I have a feeling. I don't know for sure, but they did address this, Square Enix, that they said they're treating that scene that you're talking about.
No spoilers.
Respectfully. So I don't know if they're going to flip it on you. I don't know if they're going to maybe do that scene with another character.
Are we talking about the same scene right now?
You have to be. If you said Final Fantasy VII and the famous scene, there's only one of them.
Okay, wait a minute. We might be talking about different things, and I could be thinking of incorrect things.
Oh God, you probably think of a Capcom game, aren't you?
No, and I know this is a Final Fantasy thing. Somebody drops from the ceiling and stabs a character.
Sure, maybe, possibly. 1997 spoilers.
I mean, look. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you play this game, from what I hear the developers are saying, I think you're going to be satisfied.
But how would they change it? Why would they change it?
Because there's a lot more
a huge part of the game.
Because in the original Final Fantasy VII, everybody was attached to that character. And now there are a lot more options to be attached to other characters.
No, come on. Don't you Square Enix, I'm talking to you. Don't bail out, all right? This is an important character. You do what you do in this game like you did in 1997.
You better.
Don't change it now, okay?
You know what? I actually think that... I'm sorry, I should be near the mic. Probably
whatever. You
didn't hear me.
Yeah,
I think that...
good.
I think that character is my least favorite in the remake.
Whoa, really? I don't remember her name.
Aerith.
I
said it.
That's okay. 1990.
Aerith, if you're playing in America
1997, right? I mean, whatever. So
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. They're going to end this game right after that scene, and then you're going to have to wait for however long until the third one comes out.
Yeah, you should play Final Fantasy VII. I think it's one of the greatest video games ever.
I'm not
Definitely one of my favorite games. It was the very first game I actually played where I thought I was on an adventure. Like, it felt like an adventure. I know a lot of people were playing Ocarina of Time during this time, and I really didn't like N64 at the time.
What a release window.
And I think it was just around the couple years maybe. And I loved Final Fantasy VII. I thought it was the first game I played where it was 40 hours long. I think I put like 60 hours into it. I still have that save file. I still have the memory card.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I promise you, the audience, and you, Gran Torino, that when the third version of this game comes out, whatever,
PS5 or 6, probably.
Yeah, whatever. I promise you that I might play Final Fantasy VII in its entirety.
You mean the remake?
The remake.
Yeah, I think you should.
Because I don't want to play the original if they have the remakes out. You know?
Yeah, they take liberties, but they really do a good job of putting everything in the new games.
Right.
It's just kind of remixed a little bit, but it's all in there. You fight a house. You fight an evil house.
Okay, that sounds cool. I like that. That reminds me of Conquer when you fight the poop monster.
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Okay.
With different forms and everything.
All right, I like that. I that's cool.
Yeah.
I will say something once it comes back to my mind what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, can I tell you about what's missing this month?
How did I just forget that in the moment that I said that?
Your jokes fall flat anyways. It's okay.
All right, dude.
I'm just joking.
What are we doing here? Huh?
I'm joking. My joke just fell flat.
Cut the scene.
It was rude.
Unbelievable.
Games that are missing. A game that is missing. Beyond Good and Evil, 20th anniversary. No one knew. No one thought this game was ever going to come out.
Is that the one that I was talking about?
No, you're thinking of the sequel, which is never going to come out either. But they thought they were going to re-release this game, or at least I thought.
I remember they showed that trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. It was like
a long time ago.
Yeah, entirely a cinematic trailer.
Yeah, looked great.
And that was like one of the big PlayStation years in terms of E3, and that was the last we ever heard of it.
Did you ever play
anything of it?
You never played Beyond Good and Evil?
No, I never played.
It's really good.
This seems like a running theme for this podcast. By
yeah.
the way.
Did you ever play this?
You telling?
No.
Yeah, you telling me.
Maybe I'm old.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm 40. Make fun of me. Come after me. What's his name? Dabo?
Nope. That's a Mike Gundy reference.
Mike Gundy.
I really like
Sorry.
that.
I'm 40.
That's one of the all-time press conferences.
Practice? That's the all-time best.
Hold on. Wait. When did Final Fantasy VII come out?
1997.
That's the year I was born. So you're old.
Well,
you are old. Yeah.
I know your mom, and she's great.
It's true. That's a weird thing to say.
And I don't know why she didn't play this with you when you were a little baby.
Because I was not out of the womb yet, my friend. When this game came out if this game came out anywhere from January to July 9th, I wasn't out of the womb yet.
I don't remember, actually. I think it was a fall game. Should have been a baby. Anyways, what are you playing, James? That's it. Whoa!
That's the news. That's what's going on. And that's what the games are coming out.
Do you have time for the games that you're playing?
Yeah, I'll talk about it really quick.
Just not Helldivers.
I'm playing Helldivers too. There you go. Second thing I'm playing, Rainbow Six Siege. Not a lot's changed, ladies and gentlemen. It's February. You know how it goes.
Oh, I have to back up.
Oh, got a guy backing up here. Look, this is
My
good
paper.
for camera.
I threw it too early.
Everybody make fun of him.
I don't remember what I've been playing.
All right, so what have you been playing?
Okay, this is what we did. Mm-hmm. Me and my boys.
Your friendos.
We were like, hey, let's play a game.
Yeah.
Okay. We started with Chivalry 2. Hey, I like Chivalry. Let's play it. And then I think one of them was like, let's play For Honor. It's a little more. I like For Honor better. I was like, I've never played For Honor online.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like that game that much. I thought it was pretty cool. Then I played it online with my cousins.
That was the whole selling point of the game, is playing it online.
I never knew. I never knew that. Never knew. I just thought it was like a kind of a lame campaign.
Yeah, of course it was, because it was basically a tutorial for the online mode.
I never knew that people played this. There are many.
Yeah.
It's been supported a lot.
I was going to say, it's honestly similar to Siege, where there's like a dedicated community to For Honor.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot more deeper than Chivalry. I think Chivalry is a little more funnier or cooler. But in terms of depth, For Honor has it in spades for sure. I'm playing that. I'm playing For Honor. I like it a lot. I'm not going to play it anymore after, Helldivers. Actually, you know what, cousins? If you invite me, I'll play. I like this game.
Tell your cousins to get a PS5.
I want to. They have PCs, so they probably like Helldivers.
Well, there you go. Crossplay with like cousins.
And then I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege as well because I hate myself, I guess.
Well, no, you love yourself. You love yourself enough to play a game.
You know what Rainbow Six Siege does that is incredibly bad?
Nothing.
For new players, because my cousins are new.
Oh, yeah. They actually do bad, yeah.
They make you play standard until you're level 10, which takes a minute to get to.
Yeah. And the standard is...
Standard is unranked, which is basically the ranked mode, but without being ranked.
Right.
And there are harsh penalties for quitting.
Which I don't dislike, because I do think they want you to... Because that game is so pivotal in having an even team, 5v5. I understand why they're like, look, we're going to get you to this point, but you don't leave.
So we're trying to get these guys up, me and my brother, an old SCO Team 6 player, shout out. And we're trying to get our cousins up, and we want to play casual, like secure area, hostage, bomb, but without, without the banning phase, without it's a best of 3 instead of best of 6. I don't know. And they don't let you do that until level 10. Right. Can you explain why you think they're doing that? Is it a glitch?
I think it's because they want people to understand that
it's a hyper competitive game.
Right. The meat of this game comes from the ranked play.
Yeah, but if you want to get people to learn your game, you're going to throw them in the wolves?
Yes, you throw them into the deep end, hope that they can swim, and
then
bingo,
if
bongo,
they quit,
bango.
there's a penalty for an hour. So if they want to play again with friends, you can't play casual because you're not level 10 yet, and you can't play standard because you've just been banned for an hour. So now you have to play AI.
Get your XP,
and you'll never rank up.
Get your double XPs going. Get your boosters going. You'll rank up in no time. I promise.
Well, they're in level 10 now.
They'll rank up
Garrett
in no
is
time.
At least. Shout out.
Quick play. Also, by the way, Quick play is awful in that game. Quick play is truly terrible in Rainbow Six Siege. It's awful. Quick play is truly terrible.
No, not if you want to jump in, jump out. What do you mean? Of course terrible.
Not. But that's just.
You're talking about like the
game modes are not good. Yeah, the griefing is abhorrent.
Yeah, we were playing hostage, and the first thing they did, they
kill the hostage.
Someone killed the hostage.
Of course, that's
another thing I wanted to bring up.
The game, essentially.
So when the toxic level in this game is very high. Now, when it comes to toxicity in games, I think Halo is the worst. But I will tell you, the people who are terrible, not terrible game-wise, but are really mean to you in Halo, they want to win.
Right.
And they want you to win.
Right.
And they want you to be better. They want you to be better so much they're going to make fun of you.
Right.
Same thing with Counter-Strike, or same thing with other games. I mean,
I would say League is pretty bad.
League.
In terms of toxicity.
But they all want you, they want to win. The toxicity in Rainbow Six Siege, they want to ruin your experience. They want to cause the game to break.
You're talking about in-game.
Yes, they want to hurt you by ruining the game for you.
But that's only for quick play. Because quick play is garbage.
No, I experienced that in standard as well.
No one cares about that.
I experienced that in standard as well. I did. They would they would shoot you if you weren't doing good, or they would purposely lose.
But here's the thing: if that happens more in standard, then they get banned.
Yeah,
which is cool.
But no,
love it.
I saw just as many people,
loser.
Grief in standard as I did.
But that's what's
in casual.
That's the thing. That's what's great about the rank play is I think they have got that pretty well down. Like you don't see that very often, especially in the higher ranks. Not that I'm a higher rank player. I'm plat 3 or whatever, so not the highest ranked player.
I was diamond back in the day.
But that's the thing is you see that's basically non-existent in the ranked play. You'll get messages all the time if you're really not playing well.
Okay.
That happens to me frequently, and then me sending in backwards because it's that's how it works on Xbox. But that's just the way it plays, baby.
Yeah, and also, by the way, I'm also playing Overwatch 2.
Oh yeah,
we finally got we got a 5-man crew playing Overwatch 2 for the first time ever.
Why would you pick that game over, I don't know, Rainbow Six Siege?
Well, because not all of us have that game, and my other brother plays Overwatch 2.
I used to love
very good at it, and he hates Rainbow Six Siege. And I've said this before, but he calls the map design the Winchester Mansion philosophy of design.
Okay, yeah.
Which is
that's totally fair.
Hallways that lead into other hallways that lead into other things. It's just to throw you off.
There's definitely a couple of those maps, especially when you're learning them new. There's a couple that are really easy to catch on to, but there's some of them that I'm like, even now, like the newer ones that they'll release into the game and bring into ranked. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going right now, and I have no idea. Not only that, you have to learn the call out for it too. Also,
they're new maps that use some old assets from other maps, so you're like, oh, I know where to go, but you're like, wait a minute, what map am I? Is this Consulate or is this?
Yeah. Well, not to mention they'll rework them too.
Times.
So they'll look different from when you last played.
Yeah, we played House, or I played House, and I just get depressed because I think House was the greatest, one of the top 10 greatest maps in video game history, and now it's gone forever.
It's gone. See you later.
Bye.
Sorry, House.
Rest in peace.
I remember what I was going to say.
Oh, you did?
About when we were talking about Final Fantasy VII. Square Enix, they do that. When you were talking about remixes, they remix it a lot. They do a lot with a lot of their remasters because they did or remakes. They did that with Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, they did.
That with Resident Evil 3 and even 4. They remixed some stuff.
I hope you are joking right now.
Please tell me that's not a Capcom game. You're serious?
Final Fantasy is Square Enix and Resident Evil is Capcom. He did it again. How many times do you do it? Wow, how many times do you do that? I mean, it's a weekly thing. They keep it going, actually.
Interesting.
They keep it going.
We'll cut that.
I got a haircut. Okay, you like it?
I
did it myself. I cut it way too short.
We'll cut that. We'll cut that.
No, we're not going to cut that. That's awesome.
We'll leave it in. It's true. I'm not doing this as a bit. I'm being serious. I mix them up constantly. I thought Square Enix, dude, what am I doing?
It's okay. I even mentioned it at the top of the show. I said, "Are you going to confuse Capcom?"
Yeah, and I did it. I walked right into it. God, that was
I think you're
stupid.
James, are you joking?
No, I'm being serious.
This happened again.
Yeah, that was real. I'm being dead serious. I was like, wow, that's interesting that they have those similarities even on all of their remakes, including Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4.
Oh boy.
Let's just wrap up. Let's just wrap the show.
On that note.
Whatever. All right, guys. Hey, like and subscribe. Whatever. Leave a comment. I mean, make fun of me. I don't care. It doesn't matter anymore.
Leave a comment. And if you guys all want to pile up on James, and you know what? You can pile up on me too. I'll take the brunt. I get a lot of stuff wrong, especially when it comes to names and games and release dates and plots. I
feel
wrong
really
too.
dumb right now. I want you to know that. I feel so stupid. The fact that I did that again. Not only did you call it out, but then I walked right into it. God. Let's just end the show. All right. Thank you guys. Tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube. We appreciate it very much. If you're listening to this on audio, go subscribe over to the YouTube. Maybe watch it over there as well. Leave a like if you don't mind. If you're not going to do that, we still love you for listening. Thank you very much. Leave a rating on those podcasting platforms. We're still going to keep uploading onto the podcast on the audio platforms as well, so not forcing you to come over to YouTube by any means. It's just a little bit more interactive, obviously, because we got the cameras, comments, and whatnot. So if you want to come over to YouTube, if you can come over to YouTube, please do it. YouTube.com/ActiveReload_ARVGP.
Yeah.
Or just type in Active Reload in the search bar.
You know how to use the search bar.
You know how it works. Very easy. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Talk about more stuff. Probably going to play Helldivers more and more. We'll learn more about the video game, and it'll probably be fixed by the time we are back here next week, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
So, we'll see you guys next week. I'm James. That's Grant. See you later.
Earth needs you. Would you like to know more? Good job.
I can't believe I did that again.
I can't believe you did that. James, you did it again.